Welcome to the MindSpark, your source for breaking news and trending stories from around the world. The headlines often flash with news of tech rivalries or diplomatic summits, yet a more profound structural shift in global power is occurring with less fanfare. Quietly, methodically, China is expanding its maritime footprint across the globe. This expansion is not through overt conquest, but through checkbooks and concrete. Chinese state-owned enterprises are investing in, building or operating an ever-increasing number of commercial ports. Recent whispers from financial analysts in early 2025 point to new feasibility studies for port upgrades in South America and West Africa, funded through Chinese development banks. These individual deals, often framed as purely economic ventures, are part of a much larger, strategic tapestry that is being woven across the world's key waterways. Few outside specialized maritime and geopolitical circles seem to be connecting all the dots. The average citizen might hear about a new container terminal here or a deepened harbor there. They might not realize these are often linked by a common thread: significant Chinese involvement. From the Indian Ocean to the Mediterranean, and across the Pacific and Atlantic, Chinese firms are becoming indispensable players in the world of shipping and logistics. This isn't just about business, it's about influence, access, and potentially, a reordering of global trade dynamics that has been in place for decades. The lack of widespread attention is partly due to the nature of these acquisitions. They are complex financial arrangements, often part of broader bilateral agreements. They are presented as win-win scenarios, promising local economic development and improved trade links. However, the sheer number of these projects, their strategic locations, and the long-term leases involved suggest a far-reaching vision. As of early 2025, reports indicate Chinese entities have stakes in nearly 100 ports across more than 60 countries. This network provides China with unparalleled logistical capabilities. This essay will explore China's strategy of acquiring global ports, the profound impact this is having on international trade, and the geopolitical currents stirred by this silent yet powerful maritime expansion. Ports are the unsung heroes of our interconnected world. They are not just coastal facilities, they are the primary gateways for international trade. Approximately 90% of global trade by volume travels by sea. This makes ports the critical nodes in the complex web of global supply chains. Everything from the coffee beans for your morning brew to the components of your smartphone likely pass through multiple ports on its journey. The efficiency, capacity, and security of these maritime hubs directly impact the cost of goods, the speed of delivery, and the overall health of national and international economies. Control or significant influence over these gateways, therefore, translates into considerable economic leverage. The strategic importance of ports extends beyond mere cargo handling. They are centers of economic activity, generating employment and fostering industrial development in their surrounding regions. Modern ports are sophisticated logistical platforms, integrating sea, rail, and road transport. They are crucial for the export of manufactured goods and the import of raw materials and energy resources that fuel industries. A nation with a strong maritime presence and access to well-functioning ports gains a competitive edge in the global marketplace. This is why countries have historically vied for control of strategic harbors and waterways. The ability to move goods efficiently is fundamental to economic prosperity and national power. For a manufacturing giant like China, which is also the world's largest importer of crude oil, ensuring the smooth flow of resources through global ports is a paramount national interest. The digital age has not diminished the importance of physical infrastructure like ports, it has in fact amplified it. Understanding this fundamental importance of ports is key to grasping the significance of China's concerted efforts to embed itself within this critical layer of global infrastructure. China's approach to acquiring global port influence is multifaceted, often wrapped within its ambitious Belt and Road Initiative, or BRI. Launched in 2013, the BRI envisions a vast network of railways, energy pipelines, highways, and ports. This initiative provides the framework and financial muscle for many of China's overseas port investments. Chinese state-owned companies such as COSCO Shipping Ports and China Merchants Port Holdings are at the forefront, offering financing packages, construction expertise, and operational management. These deals often come with long-term concession agreements, granting Chinese entities significant control over port operations. The strategy adapts to local conditions and opportunities. In some cases, China finances and builds entirely new ports in developing countries. The Hambantota port in Sri Lanka is a prominent, albeit controversial example. Initially pitched as a catalyst for local development, Sri Lanka struggled with the debt incurred to its Chinese lenders. Ultimately, in 2017, a state-owned Chinese company acquired a 70% stake in the port and a 99-year lease, raising concerns about debt sustainability and sovereignty. Another key example is Gwadar Port in Pakistan. Located near the Strait of Hormuz, a critical choke point for global oil supplies, Gwadar is a cornerstone of the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, or CPEC. China has invested heavily in developing Gwadar into a deep-sea port, complete with an adjoining special economic zone. For China, Gwadar offers a shorter alternative route for trade and energy imports, bypassing the Malacca Strait. Beyond developing nations, China has also invested in major European ports. The port of Piraeus in Greece is a striking case. Amidst Greece's sovereign debt crisis, COSCO Shipping acquired a majority stake and has since transformed Piraeus into one of the busiest container ports in the Mediterranean. These investments are often marketed as purely commercial, yet they undeniably enhance China's logistical reach and influence within Europe's internal markets. Dual frontiers, commerce, control, and geopolitical ripples. The acquisition and operation of global ports by Chinese entities invariably raise questions about their dual-use potential. While these facilities are primarily commercial, facilitating the global flow of goods, their strategic locations and modern infrastructure could offer logistical support to China's rapidly expanding navy. Most modern deepwater ports capable of handling large container ships can, with minimal adaptation, accommodate naval vessels for resupply, crew rotation, or minor repairs. This potential for military utility, even if not explicitly stated or immediately activated, is a significant factor in the geopolitical calculations of other major powers, particularly the United States and its allies. Concerns are not just theoretical. The People's Liberation Army Navy, or PLAN, has been increasingly active in distant waters, undertaking anti-piracy missions, goodwill visits, and complex exercises. Access to a global network of friendly or Chinese-operated ports would greatly enhance the plan's operational range and sustainability. While China established its first overseas military base in Djibouti in 2017, the commercial port network could offer a less formal, yet highly effective support system. Analysts point to the strategic positioning of many of these ports near vital sea lanes and naval choke points, suggesting a deliberate long-term strategy to secure logistical access for both economic and potential security purposes. This dual-use dilemma has prompted reactions from various countries. The United States has voiced concerns about China's growing maritime influence, viewing it as a challenge to its own global naval presence and its ability to project power. India, wary of China's expanding footprint in the Indian Ocean, often referred to as China's string of pearls strategy, has sought to bolster its own maritime capabilities and partnerships with neighboring countries to counterbalance Chinese influence. Countries like Australia and Japan have also expressed unease and are taking steps to safeguard their strategic assets and maritime security. The responses are not always confrontational. Some nations attempt to balance economic opportunities with security concerns. Navigating the new map, the future of global trade and power. The continued expansion of China's global port network points towards a future where Beijing holds significant sway over the arteries of international commerce. This isn't just about owning concrete and cranes. It's about influencing trade routes, setting logistical standards, and potentially shaping the rules of global economic engagement. As more ports become integrated into Chinese-led logistical chains, supply chains themselves may reorient. Businesses might find it more efficient or cost-effective to route goods through these interconnected hubs, subtly shifting global trade patterns. This could lead to increased economic dependence on China for many countries, altering traditional trade relationships built over decades. Looking ahead to 2030 and beyond, the cumulative effect of these port acquisitions could solidify China's position as a central node in a reconfigured global economic map. The Belt and Road Initiative, with its maritime arm, is actively creating new corridors of trade and connectivity that often bypass or supplement existing Western-centric routes. This infrastructural power gives China leverage in international forums and bilateral negotiations. Nations reliant on Chinese-operated ports for their trade might find themselves more aligned with Beijing's economic and perhaps political interests. The long-term leases, typically spanning several decades, ensure this influence will be an enduring feature of the global landscape for the foreseeable future. However, this expansion is not without its challenges and potential countercurrents. Growing awareness of the strategic implications is leading to increased scrutiny and pushback. Concerns about debt sustainability, transparency, and national security are prompting some countries to reconsider or renegotiate deals. Alternative infrastructure initiatives, backed by powers like the United States, Japan, India, and the European Union, such as the Build Back Better World or Global Gateway initiatives, aim to offer countries different development and connectivity options. Ultimately, the future will likely be characterized by a more multipolar and competitive environment in global infrastructure development. As we delve deeper into the strategic depth of port investments, it becomes clear that these are not mere commercial ventures. They represent geopolitical chess moves on a grand scale. Ports are gateways to nations, controlling the flow of goods, energy supplies, and even military logistics. China's investment in global ports is a calculated effort to project power far beyond its shores. Pause 2s. Consider the port of Gwadar in Pakistan. Situated near the strategic Strait of Hormuz, Gwadar offers China a direct route for importing oil from the Middle East, bypassing the congested Malacca Strait. This reduces transit times and enhances energy security, while also providing a military foothold in a critical region. Similarly, the port of Piraeus in Greece serves as a prime example of how economic investments can yield strategic dividends. Acquired by China's COSCO Shipping in 2016, Piraeus has rapidly expanded, becoming a key node in China's Maritime Silk Road. Its location at the crossroads of Europe, Asia, and Africa makes it invaluable for trade, but also for exerting influence within the European Union. In Africa, ports like Djibouti and Mombasa are being transformed into logistical hubs, connecting the continent's vast resources with global markets. These investments foster economic growth and development, but they also create dependencies. Countries hosting these ports may find themselves increasingly aligned with Beijing's strategic interests. However, this strategy is not without its risks. The heavy financial burden of these projects can lead to debt traps, where countries are unable to repay loans and must cede control of critical infrastructure. This has led to growing resistance and calls for greater transparency and fairer terms. As the world navigates this complex landscape, the strategic depth of port investments will continue to shape global trade and geopolitical dynamics. It is a testament to the enduring influence of maritime power in the modern era. The seas, once again, are becoming the arenas of strategic competition, with ports serving as the pivotal points of control. In conclusion, China's global port investments are not just about economic gain, they are a strategic endeavor to reshape the world's trade routes and geopolitical alliances. As nations react and adapt to this new reality, the future of global trade and power will be defined by these critical maritime gateways. Stay tuned as we continue to explore the intricate web of global trade and the forces that shape it. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insightful content. As we transition from the strategic depth of port investments, we now turn our focus to their economic implications. The control of global ports is not merely a matter of strategic positioning, it has profound economic consequences that ripple across the world economy. Pause 2s. Ports are the arteries of global trade, handling approximately 80% of the world's merchandise by volume. The efficiency and reliability of these ports directly impact the cost of goods, the speed of delivery, and ultimately, the health of economies. China's dominance in this sector could potentially reshape these dynamics. Pause 2s. By owning and operating key ports around the world, China can influence shipping routes, port fees, and logistics services. This control allows for the optimization of supply chains, reducing costs for Chinese companies and making their products more competitive globally. Pause 2s. However, this concentration of control raises concerns about market monopolies and economic dependencies. Countries relying heavily on Chinese-operated ports might find themselves at a disadvantage, with limited bargaining power to negotiate terms. This can lead to higher costs for importing goods, affecting everything from consumer prices to industrial production. Pause 2s. Moreover, the integration of ports into China's Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, creates a network of trade routes that favor Chinese interests. This network can divert trade flows away from traditional routes, impacting the economies of regions that are bypassed. Pause 2s. Yet, the economic implications are not solely negative. Chinese investments often come with infrastructure improvements, technology transfers, and job creation. Ports like the one in Piraeus have seen significant upgrades, boosting local economies and increasing trade volumes. Pause 2S. In Africa, ports developed with Chinese funding are opening up new markets and facilitating regional trade. This can drive economic growth and development, lifting millions out of poverty. The challenge lies in ensuring that these benefits are sustainable and equitably distributed. Pause 2S. As global trade continues to evolve, the economic implications of port control will remain a critical factor. Balancing the benefits of investment against the risks of dependency is a delicate act that nations must navigate carefully. Pause 2S. In conclusion, the economic landscape of global trade is being reshaped by the control of key ports. China's strategic investments are creating new opportunities and challenges, influencing everything from local economies to global supply chains. As we move forward, understanding these dynamics will be essential for policymakers, businesses, and consumers alike. Pause 2S. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the world of global trade. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insightful content. Pause 2S. As we delve deeper into the intricate web of global trade, we now step into the political landscape shaped by maritime dominance. The strategic control of ports is not just an economic game-changer, it is a powerful tool of geopolitical influence. Port control allows nations to exert soft power, influence regional politics, and secure strategic military advantages. China's Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, is a prime example of how port investments are leveraged for political gains. By developing and operating ports in strategic locations, China establishes a foothold in various regions, from Southeast Asia to Africa and even into Europe. This network of ports serves as logistical hubs, facilitating not only trade but also the projection of Chinese influence across the globe. In regions like the South China Sea, control over ports and maritime routes translates into significant geopolitical leverage. The ability to monitor and potentially control shipping lanes gives China a strategic edge in territorial disputes and regional security matters. This has led to tensions with neighboring countries and drawn the attention of global powers like the United States, which seeks to counterbalance China's growing influence. The political implications extend beyond regional conflicts. In countries where China has invested heavily in port infrastructure, there is often an accompanying increase in political influence. Governments may find themselves aligning more closely with Chinese interests, sometimes at the expense of their own sovereignty. This dynamic can lead to shifts in alliances, changes in foreign policy, and even internal political instability. However, it's important to recognize that China's port investments are not solely acts of political maneuvering. They also bring tangible benefits to the host countries, including economic development, improved infrastructure, and job creation. The challenge lies in balancing these benefits with the potential for increased political dependency and loss of autonomy. As we look to the future, the political landscape of maritime dominance will continue to evolve. Nations must navigate the complex interplay of economic benefits and political risks associated with port control. Pause 2S. The stakes are high, and the outcomes will shape the global order for years to come. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of maritime dominance and its far-reaching implications. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into the forces shaping our world. Pause 2S. As we chart the course into the future, the landscape of maritime trade routes is poised for transformative change. Technological advancements, shifting geopolitical alliances, and evolving economic priorities are set to redefine how goods travel across the world's oceans. One of the most significant developments on the horizon is the rise of autonomous shipping. Unmanned vessels, equipped with advanced AI and navigation systems, promise to revolutionize the efficiency and safety of maritime transport. These ships can operate around the clock, optimize fuel consumption, and reduce the risk of human error, potentially leading to substantial cost savings and environmental benefits. Another key trend is the increasing emphasis on sustainability in maritime trade. As global awareness of climate change grows, there is a concerted push towards greener shipping practices. Pause 2S. Innovations such as wind-assisted propulsion, alternative fuels like hydrogen and ammonia, and the development of zero-emission vessels are paving the way for a more sustainable future. The geopolitical landscape will also play a crucial role in shaping future trade routes. As nations vie for influence and control over strategic maritime choke points, new alliances and rivalries will emerge. The Arctic region with its melting ice caps is opening up new shipping lanes that could significantly shorten travel times between major markets. However, this also brings about new environmental and geopolitical challenges that must be carefully managed. Digitalization and the integration of smart port technologies will further enhance the efficiency of maritime logistics. Ports of the future will leverage Internet of Things, IoT devices, blockchain, and big data analytics to streamline operations, enhance security, and provide real-time visibility into the movement of goods. These advancements will not only reduce delays and costs, but also improve the resilience of global supply chains. The future of maritime trade routes is a complex interplay of innovation, sustainability, and geopolitics. As we navigate these uncharted waters, the decisions made today will have profound implications for the global economy and the balance of power in the years to come. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the future of maritime trade. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insights into the evolving dynamics of our world.